And welcome to another edition of the Bandit Room. My name is Charles, and I'm joined in the studio here today by Aggie, Mr. Caleb, our sound engineer, and our special guest today, Zach, who's a business development for our tax products here at Span Enterprises. So thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. So we'll kick things off with a series that we kind of started last week where we're responding to questions on Reddit. Anybody have any events to talk about from the weekend?
Well, I went to Kentucky Derby.
You were traveling, yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Kentucky Derby. So your first time there?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
You made some bets?
I did make some bets, but before we get into the bets, I've never seen so many people drunk and well-dressed at the same time.
The best-looking drunks in America.
I've been to many NASCAR races. I've been to Daytona 500. I've been to Darlington, and I've seen some drunk people there, but not like in a three-piece suit or a really nice dress and, put together and then drunk as hell because, the ticket includes parking, food, and all the drinks you can have. So, oh my God, it was just crazy there. So we went to the race on Friday and then all day on Saturday. It was a lot of fun.
Get some good bourbon?
They only had Woodford Reserve because that was one of the main sponsor. And I don't think any other bourbon was allowed inside Kentucky Derby because they were the main sponsor. Yeah. But the main julep was like the big hyped one. I thought it was all right. It was too sweet for me.
Oh, okay.
But they did have a booth there where it's $1,000 mint julep.
Whoa.
And in some, I don't know, silver gold cup or I don't know why it was $1,000. I never saw anyone in front of that booth.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Pretty much everyone lost their money. When I was waiting in line to bet, I told Jim, who was with me, I'm going to go to the counter and bet on some of the favorites first. And then I'm just going to put some big money on a number that comes in my head between 1 to 20. And I put big money on number 4. Didn't know anything about the horse. And when the race started, number 4 was leading almost until like halfway. And then I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of slowed down and then he finished the race number 20. He came last. But the thing was, we go to a lot of football games and stuff. When the game is on the line, it's over. Someone is cheering, there's a lot of noise. But this one, the entire stadium, I don't know if you call it a stadium, the entire place just went dead, like pin drop silence. I don't think anyone in that area put money on.
For one guy who was going nuts.
But it was a good experience. Now I know where to go, when we need to go and all that good stuff. It was fun.
That's cool.
I think I saw Jerry Springer. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, really?
Because we kind of walked by, but he just kind of tucked and walked the other way. If I had a chance to talk to him, I'm like, dude, you made me a birthday video.
Yeah. That's right. You got the cameo.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, speaking of making tough choices, making tough bets, we have some business ideas from Reddit. Which one is this, Caleb?
All right. So we're on r/startup ideas today. And this one is... Just wanted an honest opinion on what you all think about an idea I have. I'm 21 years old and have the blessing to have the capital to open a business. My idea is to open up a bar/dance club and have a mint for the membership, limited quantity, which means an NFT. So he's using NFTs as a membership for this dance nightclub bar situation. If you have it, you get exclusive discounts and patio access and yada yada. I feel like this could bring something new to the area and innovate. I could definitely start this as a great business. Any ideas, I will gladly take.
So this is an actual club at a location.
Yes.
So everyone who's got the mint has to be from that area.
It is specific. It would have to be specific. Or at least you go there regularly.
Right. So can you imagine the number of people who are actually going to do whatever they have to do to, is it correct to say, get a mint?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or raise a mint? Or...
To acquire
a mint.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess minting is what happens in the first stage. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you would mint the NFT. That would be the creating of it. And then people can then sell that NFT to any interested buyers. So if you were to start Club Aggie, make a membership.
You already have one.
Exactly. So if you were to have a membership for it.
You guys been to my club.
Yes. Right. Yeah. The doc.
Well, you make it sound like it's like a nightclub.
It can be it has been a nightclub. You just didn't make it there for the nightclub part.
Right. I never.
No, I mean, if it is an exclusive club, right, you got to have exclusive drinks or food or, all of that stuff. It has to make, why is it exclusive? Not just from the entrance, but once you get in there, it has to be good stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it has to be a prime experience. The question doesn't really get into that too much. I mean, for me, I guess it just comes down to whether or not you think it's a good idea to start basically a private club. So that's your business idea as a private club. I don't have a lot of expertise in that area, but it sounds.
But why would you? What's the benefit of having an NFT as like why can't you just have an exclusive list of people?
Well, I guess so. Using the NFT, you could have a specific number of. You could mint a certain number of this NFT, and those people would essentially have exclusive access to that. And then if you wanted to get, you develop a following, which that would be required. You got to develop a following. That's about true in any business, though, is you have to develop a community, or else it's not going to go anywhere. People would have to sell their specific NFT to somebody else willing to pay more than whatever it is that they spent to get that private access. So as the popularity of the community increased, the value of whatever it is that's bonding it together would have to increase, as long as there's people wanting to get in and participate in this thing.
Interesting. So like extra exclusive.
Extra exclusive.
Extra exclusive for something that might be showing my age here a little bit. Clubs are not really the thing anymore, as far as I'm aware. I mean, unless you are that's what you grew up in. That is not the bar. Bar might work.
Yeah.
Stock some bourbon, you got Aggie. But other than that. Oh, I love how he says, just thought about this like 20 minutes ago. So you know this
It's very
hasn't
well
been
thought
sitting in
out.
his head.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a f***ed up idea, but let's move on.
Did you know that the IRS now requires all tax-exempt organizations to e-file their 990 tax forms? If you need to file a 990, check out expresstaxexempt.com, the quickest and easiest way to e-file your organization's 990 forms. Express Tax Exempt offers interview-style and form-based processes to accommodate 990 experts and newcomers alike. Plus, they make it easy to attach any required schedules, share the return with others in your organization for review, and they even offer live customer support. So go to expresstaxexempt.com now for the easiest 990 e-filing option.
Moving on to the next topic, we've got our guest here today, Zach, our business development for our tax products. One of the topics you were looking to discuss was the current state of electric vehicles. Is this something you follow? Continuing our,
Well,
we've had a few conversations regarding
but
vehicles.
We have to know what are his qualifications or expertise.
We brought in an expert.
Oh yeah,
came
You
in.
can't just claim expert without giving some
came in.
substance to it, man.
So are we trying to find out? Am I an expert on electric vehicles or business development
Or vehicles in general.
What about
Vehicles in general.
podcasts? Am I an expert in podcasts since I'm here today?
or just
Okay.
talking about things.
I guess you follow stories about electric vehicles or that industry. Would that be correct?
Pretty much, yeah. It's what I've been doing for a while. When you think of electric vehicles, you think of Tesla, but really, the first electric vehicle was a Prius. It was a hybrid back in 2013. After that, Honda came out with the Clarity, and they came out with the first fully electric vehicle. It only got 89 miles in a range, and then you had to charge it. You would be stuck on the side of the road driving around California because you wasted all your battery sitting on the highway and all that traffic. But now you see these vehicles, they've got 250 miles. It's incredible, and they're getting bigger and bigger.
So you have had a different experience. You've driven a Tesla. You had a Tesla a certain amount of time. It was the Model. Was it the Model 3?
Model 3, yeah.
Model 3, yeah.
So I waited for, I would say, about 15 months from the time I booked to
Right.
receive the car. So I got the car in 2018, right? It was excitement. It was when I waited for almost a year and a half. And then when I got inside the car, the brand new car, and right in front of me on the windshield was not a crack, but a defect in the windshield. So and it was right where from the driver's view. So I asked the guy, hey man, what's going on? Can we fix it? He goes, well, I don't know. He said something like they were too busy to do that, or you'll have to wait for another few months if you need to get that replaced. I said, for a windshield to get replaced? He goes, yeah, you can take the car, bring it back a couple of weeks later, and then we'll try to fix it. I said, okay.
So it was like a deformity in the glass of
In
the
the glass,
windshield?
yes,
So
the
it's
windshield.
like a bubble, not a bubble.
The bubble,
but
like I don't know, it was a wedge or something, right?
Mhm.
So when you're looking through that, you can't really see anything clearly.
Hmm.
But anyway, I was too excited, so brought the car home and
Yep.
set up the charging station and everything.
Mhm.
So I was excited for about a couple of weeks, and then the excitement wore off because it was such a bad quality car, interior-wise.
Mhm.
That car cost me, the starting price, Zach, was, they said $35,000. But by the time you actually leave, my car was $72,000. It
Mhm.
was a dual motor. But the interior was, I'm not going to badmouth any other brand, but it was not worth $72,000
Mhm.
for a car which had that crappy interior. It was horrible inside.
Like
I couldn't make a phone call when I was driving because no one could hear because the road noise was so bad inside. People were saying, "Are you in a cave?" So I actually started using a headset, the
Earpiece.
Jabra earpiece thing, when I was driving the car to make phone calls. It was so bad. And it was hard. The lines inside for the dash would not even meet. They were just extremely poor quality, poorly put together car. And I kept it for about 5.5 months, 6 months, and then I just couldn't use it anymore. I was just too pissed off with the quality of the car. Other than the acceleration, there was nothing else in there. So I just traded that for my Ram 1500, and I love it.
Mainly would you say for you is mainly the aesthetic and, you described the user experience from the inside of the car, yeah.
I was excited about that technology part of
Mhm.
it. I was excited about it being electric, and I don't drive that much, and I live
Mhm.
pretty close to work. And anyway, so would I go back to a electric car? Probably. To a Tesla? Absolutely not.
Yeah, not based on your experience.
No. And not just that, and I was excited about the technology. I've had 2 incidents where the car just completely shut down. I mean, the screen went blank. And it
Because
was
it's
not
ultimately a piece of software.
a piece of computer.
It's
So
a-
and you're driving down the road and everything is blank.
Yeah.
There's no acceleration. So I'm just coasting to get to the side of the road.
Mhm.
And what do you do at that point?
Yeah.
You can't even start. Nothing is working.
Right.
So I had to I called Tesla from my phone number, and the guy is asking me, can you restart the car by holding down like the 2 buttons on the steering wheel and to basically restart everything, which I did.
Control
And
Alt
then
Delete.
Control Alt Delete, which I did. And he goes, well, do that one more time. So I had to do it again. And then he goes, yeah, you're good to go. All right. But then it happened like about 2 weeks later. It happened again.
Yeah. It's almost like that's their whole thing, though, is that like what you described, getting a product out there before it's necessarily ready. They're operating a car company like it's a software company, you know, because I mean, that's the way software is developed. You know, you put a product out there. There's still work to be done on a product, but you know, it's good enough to sell and
But
good
I'm
enough for
not-
people to use.
I'm not trying.
Yeah,
We have software. Charles.
Software
We
doesn't kill people. Yeah, if it
We
messes
put
up.
software out before it's 100% ready because we wanted to put it out there, people to use it, and come back and give us the feedback, and then we can fix it.
Right.
Sure.
Tesla's doing that too.
Just putting that. Just go on 70 miles an hour
Yeah.
and then test it out for us.
I mean, and part of it, though, I mean, with the cameras on them, they're essentially building knowledge too for their autonomous program. Is every vehicle that they have with the cameras is it's building information for.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I know Mercedes just came out with a new one.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I've seen the ads. I've not seen the car in person, but I've seen ads for it. Looks fantastic. I mean, if you look at the interior of the car and the quality of the craftsmanship and the materials they've used, it's fantastic. And they want to charge $70,000, $80,000, $100,000. I think it's worth. And I've had a couple of Mercedes, and if they can maintain the same standards for the construction of the car, sure, I'll pay that premium to buy the car, even though it's still an electric. I'm not against electric vehicle.
Right.
I was just against the quality of the vehicles Tesla's made.
Which I guess kind of brings me to the other thing too, is like, do we think Tesla's ever going to get beat? Like, I guess in a standard of like, when you think of electric vehicles right now, everybody goes, oh, that's Tesla, that's Elon Musk, that's this, that's that. Like, do we think there's gonna be another group like General Motors? Right now, they've got a huge investment in robo-taxis. Volkswagen put out a very big statement saying that by 2025, they're gonna be beating Tesla on all the books, all the numbers. Like, do we think that that's even possible?
I think it's all going to depend on who is the first to master full autonomous. Because once you have full autonomous, then you have the robo-taxi option. And then anybody who owns that vehicle turns that thing into a robo-taxi, so it's making money for you while you own it.
You say that, and I think of iRobot.
iRobot.
Every single time I'm thinking of iRobot, and I'm thinking of Will Smith and just going through the tunnel and the big machine with just robots jumping all over his car. And funny enough,
Is he going to slap all of them too?
Right. He's famously slapped every single robot.
Maybe he practiced with them first. And they didn't respond back. So
they all looked like Chris Rock.
That's
fun bit of trivia. Chris Rock played all the robots.
Yeah, that's right. And they were making fun of his wife. So.
Going back to what Zach was saying, yes, when people see electric cars, they think of Tesla. They say it's a Tesla. But if you look at some of the newer electric vehicles from Ford, I've seen a lot of videos about the F-150 Lightning, and I have a F-150, but it's a 1994. I love that truck. That may not look different than the traditional F-150, but if it has the technology, I would be happy driving that as long as the car is built to standards that they have already established and not rush to market. I wouldn't have a problem with getting another electric vehicle.
Zach, do you have an electric vehicle because of all of this? Did you buy an electrical vehicle?
I actually want one so bad because I just know that that's where everything's going. Like, I'm not going to say that combustion engine vehicles are going to go away, but the quality of electric vehicles, I really do believe, is only going to go up because this is exactly how internal combustion engine vehicles like the Model T started. Mm-hmm. They started very, we don't really know how it feels, and look at where we are now. And so, but no, I don't have one. If I could get another raise or two, I might get myself an electric
You know how many
vehicle.
contracts you need to sign for that.
Let's get it going.
Get it going.
Get it going.
There you go. Put a picture of an electric vehicle in front of his computer there, Charles. What do people call that thing?
Little carrot on a stick. Like
Visualization or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Vision board.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to? Vision board with all the different bunch of cyber trucks on there. The F-150.
No, I mean, it's not the electric vehicles are going to get better. I don't think that's the case, because it comes down to it's the battery, the quality of the battery, mm-hmm. right? The quality of the motor, and then it comes to technology. How much more it can help you be a safe driver or have an enjoyable ride mm-hmm. or journey, but what is really going to matter when there's so many different types of electric vehicles is the quality of the vehicle, quality of the interior, quality of the ride. End of the day, it doesn't matter if you're putting gasoline in it or charging it. If the ride is not good enough, who cares at that point, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. So why do you think it's been over a year, actually close to 2 years, and I haven't changed my vehicle? Because I just love the truck. I mean, the Ram 1500, I love it. It's fantastic. Yeah. It has everything that I need, and I enjoy driving it. I think that as part of the charging, the first thing they need to establish some national standard. They all should have the same type of charging ports, because right now everybody has different.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. I left my connector for my charger at the was it the Radisson or the Ritz in Charlotte when I went there for an event. Before I went in, I had attached the adapter for the charger they had, and when I came back, I was on the phone. I just unplugged it, left my adapter there, and then I came home, and next thing I know, it's like I just spent $200 to buy the adapter for it. I think that they need to establish a national standard for the charging ports. So every car, just like having a USB, it's an established
standard protocol.
Mm-hmm. So they need to do that first. I don't know what they're waiting for. If they're pushing for so much electric vehicles to come out, that they need to standardize that.
That's true. And who should control the charging situation? So, like, each company that puts out electric vehicles is going to develop their own charging stations. I mean,
there's a lot of private entities getting into the charging stations across the country, just like gas stations and multiple different brands. I think that's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure if there's any government effort to standardize or issue charging station across the highways.
How long did it take to fully charge your Tesla?
Well, with the rapid charger, I don't know what it was called. I think it's called the rapid charger. Like a dead battery for I think it was like 7-8 hours. But the idea is not to drive it until it's completely dead, unless you're in a situation which
Just
I've done once. And the idea is you constantly top it up. So if you're going from here to, let's say, to Charleston, the idea is not you drive all the way till you completely run out of battery and then stop and take 4 hours to charge. The idea is like you stop halfway somewhere and then top it up, and then you get there, you still have some juice left. That's the idea.
Any other topics you want to cover today, Mr. Zach?
I feel like we shouldn't run me out of topics because I really do enjoy being here. So
All right.
maybe
keep your other areas of expertise in your back pocket.
my
Maybe
areas.
we'll see you on a future episode. Thanks for joining us today on this episode of The Bandit Room. If you have any thoughts on electric vehicles, if you had any particular topics you wanted to chime in on from today's episode, feel free to let us know. Reach out, and we'd be happy to hear from you. Once again, thanks for joining The Bandit Room. Stick around. Join us next time.
The Bandit Room is a production of Span Enterprises, located in sunny Rock Hill, South Carolina. We've been developing, supporting, and growing successful IRS e-filing and business management solutions since 2010. Go to spanenterprises.com now to learn more. The views and opinions expressed in the Bandit Room are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect or state the opinions of Span Enterprises. No information should be considered as tax, legal, or other professional advice.